The idea of like taking your own responsibility for if you want to be in a relationship. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
But that speaks again. You're so right, Jay, and it's truly beautiful that you have that in your relationship, and it's also brave, because those conversations are not easy. And people can say things in those conversations that can scare us. They can say, well, I'm not happy because I want it to go in this direction.
Yeah, I've heard that too, yeah.
Oof, like, or I didn't realize you were unhappy in that way, or I didn't realize you felt like that. That takes a lot of bravery to have conversations like that. And I commend you for that. And I think that's one of the things a lot of people aren't willing to do, is step bravely into an area where they could be criticized. But I think it is one of the most important aspects of a relationship, is being able to do exactly that. So no, I think it's a stunning thing.
Well, it's uncomfortable, like you're saying. It's not, and I'm not sharing it as like we've perfected and we've got it right. I'm just saying that that's what we've had to do in order to, we're only at year 8 in our relationship, year 5 in marriage. But it's like, that's what I've had to find these, what you're saying, like the 50-year conversation and the idea you're saying of having these, like, I've noticed that without these things, you could go years without changing anything.
But speaking of what you said with the idea of the monks, that to me goes back to what I was saying about timing being important.
Yeah.
I do believe when you go into a relationship with genuine purpose, and even when you go into dating with genuine purpose, you go on a dating app, because a lot of people out there listening to this won't be in a relationship. They'll be right now in the crapshoot of dating apps, trying to figure out how to navigate. When we're intentional, we bring a different energy to the things we do. We bring a different energy to a person. And in early dating, I think that when you're really intentional and when you really are like, I'm looking for a real connection here, you don't actually judge people as quickly.
Yeah.
You don't dispose of people as quickly, where you just go wrong. You start actually looking for what could be right. You start, and I'm not saying ignoring abusive and toxic behavior. I'm just saying those superficial things, we just, decide, no, they don't meet this checklist. They don't meet this one, or whatever. We lose that, because what we're looking for is deeper, and we start genuinely seeking to, like, we're on a date and we start going, let me really find out who this person is.
Yeah.
Like, let me really see them, and let me not be judgmental of them so quickly, and look to understand them. And the reward for that is that this person now actually feels seen by you.
Yeah, that's great advice.
And they now give you a different energy than they may have given on the last 10 dates.
Yeah.
Suddenly they blossom on the date differently because of the energy in front of them. There's a Mitch Albom wrote a line about, if the culture isn't serving you, then you have to be brave enough to create your own culture. And in dating, for so many people, I get all the complaints about dating these days. It's superficial. It's everyone's flaky. No one goes on real dates. No one's trying. No one's really committing. No one wants a real relationship. It's like, okay, so what you're describing to me is what you perceive to be a culture that's not working for you.
Yeah.
But if that culture isn't serving you, then create your own culture that surrounds you. And your culture can be powerful, not for the world necessarily, because for that, there needs to be a combined cultural shift.
Yeah.
But in your micro life, in your micro problems and opportunities, the culture you create will have an impact on the people around you.
Yeah.
And the same way, I said, if you go into a room at a party and you say, I hope this party's good. Well, now you're a victim to however this party is.
Yeah.
If everyone seems kind of closed off and mean and, there's cliquey and it's like, oh God, then you go home and you say, oh my God, that party was so, it was one of those horrible parties. But if you go in and you say, I'm going to, at the very least, be responsible for a part of this party.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to go in and I'm going to give the love and the energy and the compassion and the authenticity that I would love for people in this room to join me in giving. Some will, some won't. And by the way, that's also good because it'll help you find your crowd, right?
Yeah.
So you find your crowd by being the thing you want to be, not by hoping that your crowd elicits it from you.
Completely.
You found your crowd online by going out and being an energy that you wanted to be first. And then that crowd noticed you. It's like a lighthouse. All the ships start knowing where to come home because they see the lighthouse. That for me that's one of the most beautiful things about giving energy early on. I see dating, not just relationships, but I see people in dating these days. The game is who can try less, who can be cooler, who can be more indifferent. And that's honestly not the way to do it. That's certainly the way to attract someone of a lower frequency.
I love that. Yeah.
Right. You can certainly attract someone who wants the game, who's got the demons that make them chase someone who's not into them. And there are plenty of people with those demons, but you don't want to be in a relationship with a person like that. Because for sure, a person like that, the moment you stop playing hard to get and you turn around to meet them, they're not going to be interested in you anymore because their demons will tell them, this person likes us now. This person's no longer cool to us.
Yeah.
They were only cool to us as long as they didn't like us. So you can't
Which
ever.
is so messed up.
Yeah. But it's, it's that Groucho Marx thing. I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me as a member.
Yeah.
That describes dating insecurity amongst people like that that person doesn't want me, they must be a catch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
And so what we have to do is when we give a little more energy in dating and say, you know what, this person who I've known for 5 minutes, maybe I'm not feeling much energy here, but I'm just going to give some energy. I'm going to give an amount of energy I'm willing to lose, right? That's a key way of looking at it. Yeah. What you don't do is you keep trying with someone who's not giving you equal energy back. That then becomes masochistic.
Right.
But giving an amount of energy you're willing to lose. I always think about that in every interaction.
That's so true, yeah.
Give an amount you don't mind losing.
Yeah.
It's like going into the casino and playing like roulette. It's like, all right, I'm in Vegas. I'll give like $100.
Yeah.
And then I'm not spending anything else here in these casinos.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
For me, it's normally like $10 because I'm not a gambler, but you just decide, what am I happy to lose? And it's the same with energy. It's, I'm dating right now. I want to find someone amazing, someone beautiful. I'm going to give to everyone I interact with an amount of energy I don't mind losing. And some people, I'm going to bring out the people who now are willing to give it back, because all of a sudden they might be jolted out of their little coma that they've been in because they're disillusioned with dating and they feel like no one's trying, and so they went into their shell, but now they see you with a different level of warmth and playfulness and just positivity, and they go, who is this? This makes me feel good. And then they come out a little bit, and all of a sudden you see who they are. You wake them up a little bit, and then there's a bunch of people you won't, and that's okay because you were willing to lose that much energy. Yeah. But what people do instead, they do a far more dangerous thing of being afraid of the rejection from people that they approach or talk to in the first 5 minutes. God forbid I get rejected in the first 5 minutes. But then they'll meet someone where they have a bit of connection and chemistry, but who isn't trying, who isn't giving them equal energy. And they'll keep pouring energy into that person month after month after month, when they're not getting the same in return. Yeah. And they think that's safer than going out there and getting rejected by a new person. Yeah. But actually, this is the dangerous one. Yes. The being rejected in 5 minutes by someone who doesn't even know you, who on an app, how much can someone really reject you anyway? Yeah. And we all know our experience. We've all chosen people in life who on an app, we might have swiped right past. Absolutely. Right. So we know from our own personal experience that if we get rejected on an app, it doesn't even mean that person wouldn't like us in real life. Totally. Yeah. Right? But we're so afraid of that rejection. That's mortal fear, is that rejection. And yet, continuing to waste months or years on someone who's giving us unequal energy is something people happily do. Yeah. They spend that time like it's nothing. And that's the really
because it feels
one.
Safe, because it feels like there's something at least.
There's some connection, there's some comfort. Well, there's a couple of things. Firstly, it's comfortable, right? It's what I know. Doesn't mean happiness and comfort are very different things. It's not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not getting my needs met, but it's comfortable. Yeah. Right. So I'll stay in it for that reason. It's the fear of I'll never find anyone again, which is fallacy because you found this person. You did it already, you know. And by the way, this person's not so unique that they're the only person in the world that's going to find you attractive.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're attracted to you because you're attractive.
Yeah.